We are here in the Bahamas.
We are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
The commander is here.
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out.
Don't eat.
Something got to pop your butt.
Yeah.
Oh, I can.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. I've been holding that for 5 minutes, folks. Thank you for joining, everybody. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Today is March 31st. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is right. We're coming in. It's the end of the month, folks, and we're heading into April. Tomorrow, April Fool's Day. We're not going to have any April Fool's shenanigans at the office, are we?
I guess not, because nobody's going to be here.
Yeah, I guess I'm not going to put a bunch of, X-Lax in the brownies or anything like that. Darn it. Maybe next year we'll have to check that out. It's 2023, not a leap year. That'll be next year. So, oh yeah, look out. Look out, BitSquad employees. Next year, I'm going to have you. We have a great episode. We're going to have a cool NFT corner. We're going to break down some AI coins, including a big AI semi-degen play, semi-safe play that I've done. Actually, I could really give you a degen play that I've also done as well. We have a really good hasher pass. We're going to talk about XRP and these headlines you're not going to want to miss. Of course, and we're going to find a way to talk about the major news that's going on, because it's actually tied into the NFT space as well. So it's going to be looking good. I'm seeing a lot of calls for Ben 2024. Could Ben ever be a politician? Would you be his running mate?
Ben could be a politician, absolutely, in some universe and some timeline. It would not surprise me at all. Would I be his running mate? Not in this timeline. I don't.
Would you be like,
don't think so.
Secretary of State or something like that? Could you do a cabinet position at least?
I don't know. I hate politics with everything in me, so I doubt it.
That's all the more reason why we need to, demand that you would be in that cabinet. I think it'd be great. Maybe Secretary of Transportation. You got to do a better job than our current guy. I'm sure you do a lot better.
I'll
with
be
that.
the train man. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let's not get derailed here. All right, let's get back to the show here. Make sure you are subbed. We're coming in at 1.46 million subs. Do this to protect your money. You're going to want to protect your money. Also, we got some stuff on free crypto airdrops. Hey, I do love that free money. I know you love that free money. We have a special NFT alpha episode happening at the Breathe convention. Taco's going to be there. Justin Williams going to be there. I'm going to be there. So if you want to catch us in Vegas, my favorite place to travel to, May 3rd, 4th, 5th, go to Breathe convention. We're not going to sell tickets, but if you want to go through there, they're pretty cheap as far as crypto conferences go. Also, I want to share this for the JPEG junkies. We just dropped a Medium article. It's 6,000 NFTs, and we just created 6,000 unique catchphrases. If you go to the Medium article, it tells you are not special, you're not a beautiful or unique snowflake. But if you have a JPEG junkie, you are a unique snowflake. Every saying is unique. It got, most of them tied to the picture. Some might be, hey, I was SBF's dealer in high school. Some maybe not related to the picture, but really, really cool stuff. Think of these catchphrases as a snapshot into the life of the junkie. As you doing crackhead hustles or just chilling while browsing JPEGs, now you get a little glimpse into their lives. So we did a lot of work went into it. I know I've talked about it before. So if you want to know the details, go check out the Medium. Everything is in the JPEG Junkies Twitter. Let's talk about the book, Catching Up to Crypto. I'm seeing a lot of earmarked copies around the office. People are checking it out. I love seeing it. Have you given out any to friends and family?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know about
I haven't.
family,
I
but
need to.
people around here, yeah, might as well. It's a great book.
Yeah.
It's good. Great place for people to start their crypto journey.
Yeah, I need to get my hands on a few, and then I could pass them out. Stormy Daniels 2024. I don't know about that one, but actually the Breathe CEO, Stormy Andrews. That's his real name. Every time I see it, I think of that other person, though. Sorry, Stormy. Sorry, Stormy, both of you. All right, let's check out the crypto market. What is going on with the Market Watch? It looks like we are up today. The global cryptocurrency market cap is 1.24 trillion, a 0.7% increase change in the last 24 hours. And it looks like Bitcoin isn't doing all of the heavy lifting. We're only coming in at 0.4% higher. ETH coming in, printing a nice green candle, coming in at 2.4%. BNB up slightly. Everything is really up slightly except for XRP, but Cardano, it is Cardano's turn to be that top 10 gainer in the top 10 here. It is pumping at 6.7%. Pretty good when you look at their market cap of 14 billion. Mostly, just all the gains of the week coming in the past 24 hours. Lido, it was one of the top losers yesterday, now coming in as a winner. Litecoin, Sheeb. We're going to talk about Sheeb, folks, later. You're going to want to stay tuned for that. But let's look at the top gainers. If you want your top gainer to be in this list, and it's your entire portfolio, it's a mirrored match, hit that like button. I think it might make it happen. So let's check it out. All right, 12% for HBAR. HBAR had a really nice pump there. Lido, Dow, and Cardano coming in above 6.5%. Phantom up also 6.5%. Stellar, XLM. So usually you see XLM and XRP move in tandem. Today, that is not the case. XLM, maybe XRP holders peeling off profits into the smaller cap there. Render up 5%. ICP, Chainlink. Oh, I know I'm getting guacamole with my lunch today. Arbitrum up, near protocol. Hopefully Optimism didn't pump because we were talking about Optimism. I didn't get a bag yet. Today is Friday. I bought. We're going to share. I'm going to share later. Don't you worry. I'll tell you what I bought. But it wasn't Optimism, but maybe I need to switch that up. Maybe eat ramen for the next 7 days and find another, change in my couch there. 1 inch down, 4.3%. Flare down, XRP down, Clayton, Monero. And then after that, we're coming in at less than 1%. So we're not seeing too much on the gains and losses. How are you feeling for a DCA strategy? You're a minnow. Are you sticking? I know you like Bitcoin. We were talking about this on Basement. You're going to want to see yesterday's Basement. It was a really good one. I'll also be on today's. If you want to, what's a good ecosystem to get into besides the major one, which would probably be L1s and L2s, and also let's get rid of AI. What's a ecosystem you're interested in for a DCA strategy?
Like a niche, basically, is what you're saying. Outside of your typical, like going down Ethereum,
Outside of L1,
Cardano.
L2s, and AI, like probably the big three right now. What niche are you going into?
My big niche, and this is really one that I think is going to do well for most of this cycle, is decentralized exchanges. Not self custody exchanges where you're not using third party. It's not like Coinbase, Gemini, Binance, a lot of the big ones that people know. This is more like, especially ones with derivatives on it, like GMX, Velas Exchange, Apex Exchange, a lot of those type of things. A lot of them have tokens associated with them. So that's a niche I'm watching. And then you're going to see them obviously on each different chain. So there's a lot to keep up with there. But yeah, it's a niche.
All right. A lot of algo fans today. I don't have a price prediction for algo. I guess, I'll you know what? We'll give something to the fans because it's the weekend, baby. It is the weekend. So you know what? The weekend is for the BitSquad here. All right. I don't know why I was typing in out. All right. Gala. Let's see. What do we got? Come on. Act like you know what you're doing here. Gala. Boomer. All right. Here we go. Clicking on Gala. I know, what were they all-time high? About 10x from here, maybe? Wow, a lot higher than that. It's coming in at 4 cents, and it's looks like it hit 70, 75 maybe. So close to a 20x from now, 18x. It will be a little bit tough to reach those all-time highs just because of the amount of tokens that are out. I don't know their daily emissions, but I do know there are tokens being added. There's a lot of Gala nodes, and those Gala nodes represent selling pressure. But that being said, it's okay to not get an 18x. There's still a 10x is still good, a 12x is still good, and 8x is still good. I think all of those numbers are very doable, and I think an 18x is possible. So I think it could touch all-time high, but I think it would look similar to XRP chart where the cycle tops are going to be somewhat close. I wouldn't expect any. The next cycle top is 10x the previous cycle top. That might be a little bit of a moonshot. That would be 180x. Maybe that's a little unrealistic to expect when the market cap's this big, but I think 18x possible, 8x. I don't want to say likely, but I would not be surprised of an 8x for Gala at all. Would you?
No.
I mean, that seems, I don't want to say conservative, but that doesn't seem moon math whatsoever. I do know we have Kelly waiting in the wings. I don't know if he's ready quite yet. We're maybe 5 minutes early.
No, I think he's ready. He's
Kelly don't mess around, man. Kelly, he's got those glass node charts. He's got all those crypto quant charts. He's got stock to flow, dormancy charts. The man knows his charts, especially when it comes to things besides TA. That's what we got Frank for. All right, Kelly, I'm sitting here trying. I'm trying. See, when you give me options, before it was right ear only, but when I'm given options, I'm all thumbs here. Kelly, what's going on?
Hey man, how you doing? It's we got that quarter rounding out, end of the month. Market's getting a nice little push. What should we be watching? What should we be looking at? I'm not doing on-chain today. I'm actually going to be breaking down some TA. I'm going to focus on Bitcoin, but we'll just have a quick peek at just a couple other charts that are breaking out as well. But how you doing? How you feeling? How's the chat? Has everybody hit the like button yet?
I'm feeling good. I didn't DCA too much last week, so yeah, I'm feeling a little bit bullish. I'm feeling like a degen again. I know it's that moment of complacency right before the market's nuke. Typically is what happens, probably 80% of the time. I don't think this will be the 20% of the time. So that being said, I'm also hedging my bets as well.
It's a smart play. We had the options expiry yesterday. I just had a great morning show, the BitLab daily stream. Had Bill Noble on, and we discussed, everything going on in the markets. And he pointed out something that we should all be aware of. We always want to point to a specific thing about why markets are pumping. And of course, we had that $4 billion of options expiry that was happening today. But that's also, in a lot of news articles. So there was a lot of people preparing for that. And then there was also a little bit of the rally that could be happening right now is a little bit of a relief from people covering those bad puts that they had in and also having to cover those puts as well as this quarter being so strong. So let's, if you want to, let's dive into some of the charts so we can see what levels we should be watching and what's going on.
All right. I got my Speedo ready. Let's dive.
All right, first off, we're going to just take a look very briefly here at the dominance chart. we could see that this huge sort of range that we've been trading in all the way since May of 2021, essentially liquidity pouring into Bitcoin faster than altcoins, and then liquidity pouring into altcoins faster than Bitcoin. We see we're coming right up into that range. So does this mean it's absolutely going to hold? I know Ben's talked about this a bit. Is it going to go over 50% again? We don't know, but what we can see is we are setting up for essentially a potential run for altcoins. But what does that mean? Well, looking at look right now, just a simple chart. This is a quarterly chart, 3-month chart, Bitcoin, US dollar on Bitstamp. We can see we're having, if we're looking at this on a 5-minute chart, we would just call this a bull run with a push, a pullback, push, pullback, push, pullback. And next stage, of course, we found a support here on the quarterly on this level. This is a very bullish structure. Does this mean we're going to the moon? Not necessarily, but we can see on the BitLab trading stack down here, the relative extrema, this for several quarters now, we've been sort of overextended to the downside. So let's look more specifically. I want to bring it all the way down to the 2-hour chart, because this is going to be a little more clarity about what's going on. And we can see on this chart, we could see, if anybody wants to understand, if you're wondering how to use any indicator set, but especially the BitLab trading stack effectively, we could see this came down to support right here on this falling wedge. This is on the 2-hour chart. The price action was also pushing in to this, the EMA ribbon that's a part of the BitLab market intelligence. We had basically a neutral zone down here on significant movement that flashed blue, and this blue flashed basically in combination with price coming into support. We then got bullish divergence on the hidden volume, showing volume was coming in, being excited at this level. And then we got our final sort of trigger being the bullish divergences on momentum and money flow. So we got basically our leading indicator being our support, our secondary indicator being our EMA ribbon, finding support in that as well. And then we have the momentum wave here on the relative extreme. People forget this. This is an aggregate momentum wave. We could see we got basically no new lows on the momentum, and it was starting to move to the upside. And we had the movement to the downside. The bearish movement attempt to the downside was not a healthy movement, was not looking like it was going to be sustainable. And then we get those other signals, the aggregate momentum indicators here showing things are very oversold, very undervalued. So we're getting a coordinated confluence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 indicators showing that this move was a great trigger to move to the upside. This is on the 2-hour chart. Now, of course, we're coming into a little bit of resistance here. It is somewhat to be expected, because coming back out to that 3-day, if we move this, if we look at this on the 3-day, the macro support. So it makes sense. Let's go ahead and mute the indicators here. It makes sense that we're having a little validation here. And then similarly, looking over here at the total market cap, we can see Bitcoin's having a little bit of a pause moment at that macro resistance, but we're seeing a little bit of uptick here on the altcoins. So does this mean altcoins are about to pop? Maybe not necessarily in this exact moment, but we are seeing across the board this Cardano. We had that same sort of setup with the BitLab trading stack. We had this way outside of the zone. We had bullish divergences, finding support in the EMA ribbon, a neutral here on the significant movement. This is on Cardano. We see also GRT breaking, attempting a breakout here, the falling wedge. We see Algorand making moves. We see also still in a bull flag, a bull pennant. Is it about to pop again? Well, studies show that with this bull pennant, we very well could have a target to the upside here, pushing up above 65, up into the 68 cent range. But this is not guaranteed. But what I'm trying to point out here is there's
like
a lot of bullishness.
Kelly, do you happen to know the statistics for bullish flag pennants is about 70% to the upside, 80%, 60%? What's the percentage to the upside, roughly?
It's roughly about 68%, but I want to point out that number is also derived from traditional assets. Now it's only starting to include these alternative digital assets. And the reason I point that out is digital assets have such smaller market caps that I do want everybody to be prepared. If you do see a structure like this, although it might have a 68 to 70% upside probability of breaking out, there's a high frequency of having a fake out to the downside only to continue the upside. So do not emotional trade right now. Wait for confluence of indicators. And you know what? I gotta say it. Come check us out over at BitLab Academy on the YouTube and get involved on our website, because we are about to launch the new site with a bunch of the new courses. Everybody here in the stream, BitSquad 15 on the website for 15% off your first month. Get involved and just be patient. Let the markets play out. That's all I got to say.
BitSquad 15. Appreciate it. Oh, Dominic Rodriguez let us know it's not 68%, 69.420%. So thank you, Dominic, there. Kelly, now we know. Kelly, great stuff. I'll be checking that out, man. Ate it to the moon. I did like one person's question there. They said beer or champagne this weekend. That's all I want to know. Is it beer or champagne? Is it Natty Light or is it Cristal? There is no in between when it comes to crypto. I like that. Good stuff there. Starting to feel bullish about ADA. A lot of people are mentioning Cardano even before he brought up the Cardano charts. I'm seeing those targets, $5, $7, $8. I'm feeling good about Cardano again. I was feeling bearish about the Cardano community, I would say 2 months ago, but I feel just like that. I don't know if it's the Hydra upgrade coming up. People just starting to think, multiple snakeheads. It must be bullish. I'm feeling good about the Cardano community yet again. Feeling good.
Yeah, no, it's feeling strong. I feel like they're definitely they're the smart contract community, the DeFi community, the NFT community, all on Cardano are really starting to go somewhere. So if that ecosystem can continue to take off, then big thing.
Was it one of your favorite coins in 2018? Was it your favorite coin? Was there something that you liked more back then? When it first launched, what were your thoughts about Cardano?
Yeah, no, I love Cardano. I've always loved Charles. Listening to him talk about crypto, decentralization, their approach to a lot of different things always made sense to me. So yeah, I've liked Cardano, a long time, 2018, 2019. Then there were some other unique approaches that were kind of interesting to me, but yeah, Cardano's always been top on my list for most of the time I've been in crypto.
So you guys are sleeping on Link. Definitely not sleeping on Chainlink. I love Chainlink. Been talking about Chainlink on this channel for at least 22 months. And I was just looking at my Coinbase today. It's my largest holding on Coinbase, if that says anything. I have 14. And so it is by far my largest holding. I did see Chemistry, bro. Do y'all see news on the U.S. government planning to sell 41,000 Bitcoin over the course of the year? They sold 9,800 on March 14th, which led to the dip that that pumped right through. So I'm not. I'm not worried. I would be suspicious of any kind of concrete plan saying this is exactly what the U.S. government is going to do with the 41,000 Bitcoin. Maybe it's true. Just my BS meter seems to say I don't think they would telegraph it that far in advance.
Yeah, that's a lot of Bitcoin.
It's a lot of Bitcoin, and we don't have just the most efficient. I don't know. Can you even get your mail on time? And so I don't know if they would plan that out. Maybe though. Maybe they do need to, because there's so much bureaucracy and red tape. Maybe that is what they have to do. I'm saying to launch when is it coming? It's coming soon. It's always 2 weeks. Everyone knows it's always 2 weeks or 2 months. Just ask everybody waiting on Pulse. All right, investors. Let's get into the stories here. Let's get into the headlines. I feel like
I'm caught, man.
I'm caught. It's like that cruise line movie with what's his face? Radio. Anyways, reference. All right, get out of my way. All right, investors. Let's talk about investors. It's still tied around me. Flock to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum options as open interest shoots 400% year over year. I'll scroll down here. In particular, the market has recorded increased interest in options and trading activity of clients in Bitcoin and Ethereum in tandem with the respective asset price gains. According to data shared by CME Group, both contracts have reached a new milestone with the record open interest of 15,000 contracts as of March 27th. For the quarter, the estimated total contracts stand at 32,000, or a monthly average of about 10,000, and then the mark of the beast there. Here we just see. Okay, I was actually kind of, I don't want to say concerned. I was curious of what 2021 data was going to be. Can you believe that the bullish area, I mean, we're not quite in April there, but even the November 2021, are you surprised that even the most bullish, Bitcoin 69,000 is this much higher compared to 21, the 11th month?
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
That is pretty wild. Yeah. And this is a CME Group, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. This isn't, some random, South Korean, exchange data. No, this is a lot of institutional demand. So this is interesting because we heard nothing but, oh my God, institutions, they're so interested. They're looking into it. They're going to their managers, they have allotments. But now we're hearing nothing about institutional demand, and yet demand is 7x, 6x. So when it was small, it's all you hear from the ramparts, and now there's actual institutional demand. Crickets. I'm hearing nothing, and so maybe that makes me think that they're accumulating big bags in this accumulation zone. With our data we're looking at yesterday, previous accumulation zones from like 150 days to 300 days, we're kind of in the zone right now. I'm feeling good about accumulating. All right, with Bitcoin trading above 27,000, it has also been at the center of buying pressure, with the Q1 capital inflow culminating in a market cap of over 500 billion, representing an additional 214 billion in the first 3 months of 23 alone. In comparison, at the end of the first quarter of last year, Bitcoin's market cap stood at almost 900 billion. Of course, we're closer to all-time highs then. Markets also looking forward to possible bullish scenarios, with the upcoming ETH Shanghai hard fork ranking among the most waiting events. Once live, the upgrade will allow traders to withdraw their staked ETH. So there's going to be a lot of excitement now that ETH has been upgraded, but then there's going to be steady withdrawals as people are able to unstake their ETH. It isn't going to be all the ETH is unstaked in one day. They have this complicated mechanism where it's going to be spread out over time. I don't know the exact details on that. As we get closer, we'll learn more about it. So I wouldn't be too worried, but there is going to be a little bit of selling pressure. But currently, there's a little bit of burning pressure. Like Joe Paris said last night, 72,000 ETH has been burned since the upgrade. So just doing some moon math, let's see, 1,700 times, 7. I mean, we're looking at over $100 million worth there of essentially, just think of like a drip buy pressure. And they've injected over 100 million since the upgrade there. All right, let's talk about Black Swan. Oh, God, Taleb. And Jordan Peterson clash over Bitcoin. This guy just loves, fighting all the Bitcoin maxis on Twitter. Nassim Nicholas Taleb, the Lebanese-American economist known as the author of the book The Black Swan, started a quarrel yet again on Twitter with the Canadian professor of psychology, Jordan Peterson, also former coma recipient, over Bitcoin's possible capability to ease monetary issues. This guy's he reminds me of like a young smart Charlie Munger. Like Charlie Munger is smart. He's like a young Charlie Munger. He's just like he was doing so much trading in the 80s and 90s. I feel like he's maybe stuck in an echo chamber, or maybe he has confirmation bias. I think is the best thing to say there. I think Taleb has a lot of confirmation bias because this is how it was in the 90s, and I was super successful. And well, guess what? It's a new economy. It's a new world. It's a new age. And I don't think he's doing the correct equations there as we transition into this new age. He disagreed with Peterson and warned inexperienced investors not to follow his guidance. He went further, claiming that the Canadian belongs to the Bitcoin cartel. I do not feel compelled to jump in and explain that Peterson talking about finance is slightly less sophisticated than a committee of anti-vax Canadian truckers lecturing on quantum field theory. But I need to warn the young victims that Peterson is owned by the Bitcoin cartel. Guys, he's owned by the Bitcoin cartel. I own him. You own him. We all own him. Satoshi owns them. That's all bullcrap, okay? Maybe the guy just sees the writing on the wall. Have you ever thought about that? Bitcoin fixes this. Let's just click on the tweet here. Was he quote tweeting anybody? Yeah, so he was quote tweeting Wall Street Silver, saying the end of cash is near. They're trying to go all digital, then bring in the central bank digital currency to be programmable so they control how you spend your money. I don't see how Taleb would have any counter to Bitcoin fixes this. It doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like there's maybe some sort of disconnect. I think he doesn't like people buying the top. Maybe he's just looking out for retail. Subsequently, he maintained that it's wrong to view Bitcoin as a safe haven since it responds to liquidity exactly like other bubble items. I don't know, in the beginning of their life cycle, though, but I feel like this isn't a tulip. This is maybe a little bit better. And if you look at it as maybe new commodities. Maybe there's some different analogies you can draw from it. But to me, Bitcoin, it has 4-year bubbles, but Bitcoin is not a bubble. Bitcoin is not a fad. Bitcoin is not a fluke. Bitcoin is real. Its immutable ledger technology is real. Its impact is real. And the future is unknowable. But to me, I feel like it's just going to be more of an impact as we move forward, not less of an impact. Removing cash, printing money into oblivion, and potential worldwide conflicts are all leading to beans on the Bitcoin good pile. The beans were Bitcoin bad. I don't have any beans. Do you have any beans? I can't think of any beans, but Bitcoin good, I got a million beans and they're pouring out of me, okay? They're pouring out of my pores. But I guess Taleb just can't see it. I don't know. I used to have a lot of respect for him. He had a lot of cogent things to say about COVID until he didn't. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I'll have to reread one of his books and, you know, look at it with a new like. DZ and TJ, the new dynamic duo. It is TGZ. What was that name they had?
I can't remember. Yeah.
DJ.
TZ.
Maybe just DJ. How about
Yeah.
the new dynamic duo? Did you sacrifice for Pulse? I did 0.1 or something. Nothing crazy. I don't know what ETH was then. What, like 3,500 maybe? So maybe $350. Nothing, you know. And a very expensive light bill. So yeah, I put a couple months of a light bill in there. Maybe it'll turn into something. It was me. I was just more about supporting free speech. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. A lot of people think we have super strong feelings on you know, Hex and you know, Richard Hart. It's more about the Hex community. There's certain people in there that, guys, you know, you're a little nuts. That's okay. That's okay. We love that you're nuts. I'm nuts for Chainlink. You know, I have 12 Chainlink. I'll hold on to it forever. So we all have our things. You know, I can't be crazy about a million altcoins there. All right, let's move on. Talk about Space Force. The major tells U.S. to stockpile Bitcoin as a weapon of self-defense. I don't know if they're the most forward-thinking of all the ARM branches, but maybe. According to Lowry's Software, Bitcoin's proof-of-work system could function as a less destructive avenue for power competition in the cyber domain. It could be similar to the role played in chess matches in the Olympics during the Cold War era. Well, we do have a lot. The major's thesis calls for the U.S. to stockpile Bitcoin and cultivate a domestic Bitcoin mining industry. It also calls to extend the Second Amendment protections to the technology, treating it as a weapon of self-defense. Too bad we couldn't copy China and do this 10 years ago like they did. That would have been cool. For his vision to gain traction, crypto proponents will need to overcome these bureaucratic and political obstacles. This may include engaging in public discourse, lobbying, and working with lawmakers who understand the benefits of embracing blockchain technology, unless their name is Nicholas. Wait a minute, that's my name. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Space Force. I don't know much about Space Force. Is it a joke? Is it not a joke? Is it, you know, the smartest people? Is it the dumbest people? That's Marines. We're kidding. We're kidding. I used to live near a Marine base. I have a long storied history with Marine. We do respect the military. Camp Lejeune. Camp Lejeune. Shout out to my Jacksonville, North Carolina people. But Jacksonville natives, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Also, shout out to Fayetteville, Vietnam. Shout out all those North Carolina branches out there. Do you have any insight of Space Force? I know when you think of Air Force, you're like, okay, I think it's the hardest test. I think.
No, I don't have much insight. I mean, obviously, you know, they made that Netflix show that was kind of a joke. That I know about that. That's about pretty much it. But no, Space Force. Obviously, space explorations, research, things going on up there is real, is important. I would hope and imagine it's something being taken seriously, but I have no research or context for myself.
Bitcoin is not the future. That thing can't even scale because of energy usage. Eventually, we'll get to close to net zero for energy costs. Hey, my daughter.
Actually, I think I saw a thing
Lejeune
today that said the number one. I'm pretty sure I saw it either last night or this morning that the number one use of energy right now for Bitcoin mining is hydro. Clean, perfectly 100% clean energy.
Yeah, and eventually we'll get the cost of energy down so significantly that won't even be a matter. So if that's the only concern you have is, oh, the energy, well, don't worry, that problem will be solved. And then someone had their daughter in Camp Lejeune, Vaverchak or something like that. So congrats to that. We appreciate anybody, working with the government there, helping us protect our freedom abroad. Fort Bragg. All right. Nationalizing bond markets left central banks unprepared for inflation. top HSBC economist says. The banks around the world have hiked interest rates aggressively over the past 12 months in a bid to rein in soaring inflation. And this is after a decade of loose financial conditions. And the prolonged period of loose monetary policy after the crisis equated to them nationalizing bond markets and meant policymakers were slow off the mark and containing inflation over the past 2 years. According to Stephen King, famous author of Carrie and The Stand and others, also famous former cocaine user. No, we're joking. Cujo, though, is a great movie. I do love some Stephen King. We need a good adaptation of The Stand. That's all I want. Can we just get that? Favorite Stephen King novel or movie?
No, I'm not a big Stephen King person.
The Shining?
I mean, yeah, sure. I just wouldn't be able to list them off the top of my head.
What's the other one with John Toffee? Green Mile?
Okay, that's a great,
Green Mile is great.
Love
Green
that
Mile
movie.
is great. The bees, the bees,
Yeah.
the bees. All right, the U.S. Fed was slow off the mark in hiking interest rates, initially contending that spiking inflation was transitory and the result of a post-pandemic surge in demand and lingering supply chain bottlenecks. Yeah, they definitely use the supply chain bottlenecks as a boogeyman, as a scapegoat. Like, look, it's not us printing all this money. There's 10 ships off the harbor. That's why that bacon costs so much. And you're like,
Wait.
well, the pig farm's like 50 miles from my house. Why is that? And then the feed comes from this place, which is also domestic. And then it's like, well, maybe the nitrogen from Ukraine is why my bacon is cost 5 times as much. Sure, maybe that's a percentage of it, but a lot of it is them going like this with the money machine. You know, a lot of it. Yeah, let us know, what is your favorite Stephen King? People got Stephen King looks like my grandma. Okay, all right. Let's see, Christine, It was a good one. I haven't seen, I don't think the second one, but I did see the new one. All right, a lot of people like The Stand. Stand's the best book. The Stand, Dark Tower, The Man in Black. We love The Man in Black. All right, all right, last quote from Stephen King. Here's Johnny. No, but when you begin to recognize that you got an inflation problem and start to raise rates very, very rapidly, as we've seen over the course of the last couple of years, then a lot of these financial bets begin to go rather badly wrong. Yes, we kicked the can down the road and now we're paying the price. That's what it comes down to. Shawshank Redemption. God, that's such a good one. That is such a good one. Yeah, it might be Shawshank. Misery. Kathy Bates did a great job. The part with the wooden block between the ankles and the sledgehammer. Oh, man, that's just a little much. All right. We were talking about this in the basement. Your favorite guy.
Yeah.
Big Short. It's because TJ's short. No, TJ's tall, guys. TJ's tall. All right. Big Short. Michael Burry points out phenomenon market has not seen since 1920. Here he is rocking Tim Draper's haircut. Well-known investor and hedge fund manager recently made a statement emphasizing the unique nature of the current market environment. He pointed out that going back to the 1920s, there's not been a generation as committed to buy the dip strategy as the one we are witnessing today. This involves purchasing assets during temporary market declines. In simpler terms, the buy the F and dip strategy encourages them to view downturns as opportunities to accumulate more of an asset at a lower price. Going back, there's been no buy the F and dip generations like you. Congratulations. According to Bloomberg data, the strategy has been highly lucrative for investors since the 20s, with buying the S&P index during drawdowns proving to be one of the most profitable strategies of the past century. This suggests that the current generation of investors has been highly successful in capitalizing on market fluctuations and leveraging them to their advantage. So I'm thinking of the last economic downturn. We had the 07-08 crisis. That seems so serious because it was affecting people's homes. And so I think when they lost so much equity, they're like, okay, maybe panicking. I can't buy the dip. Previous to that, it was the 01 crisis, 02, somewhat of a drawdown after the 99 crash. And that was 9/11. And so, yeah, maybe people weren't feeling, opportunistic at that time either. And so, yeah, I could see that. I could see that 1920s. I didn't know the people in the 30s were buying the dip, though. I thought they were like wearing flapper suits and, like drinking secret moonshine or something. I don't know what they were doing. Going to the World's Fair and looking at the
why
Space
they were buying
Needle.
the dip. They're just like, hey, drinking moonshine and sure, catch a falling knife.
Especially when you look at the ingredients of that stuff. It's like 2% heroin and arsenic and guess what? A little anthrax, but just enough to give you a buzz, wink.
Right.
And you're like, this is for 4-year-olds. Right. What is going on here? And hey, cocaine in the Coca-Cola. And so I think a lot of it is just maybe due to the lead-based paint, lead-based gasoline. Everyone was just
how did
like
they survive back then, man? It was wild times.
Yeah, very, very wild time. Do they have lead pipes? I think, you know, like, yeah, that was probably pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. I would like to see what, all right, you have the wild card in your friend group. What would the wild card be when everyone has like lead-based paint, you know, they're drinking, you know, moonshine made with arsenic, you know, what's the crazy guy back then like? I don't even know. Not only that, his dad was a World War I veteran and like beat him mercilessly. Anyways, all right, that's
getting dark.
Really dark.
Let's moving on.
Speaking of getting dark, we have this anti-crypto army.
Boo.
Boo. Boo. Yeah, very nine energy with that stuff. They're facing opposition in the U.S. Of course, we're talking about the banking broad, Senator Warren, seeking bipartisan support for a bill imposing tougher anti-money laundering restrictions on digital assets. A letter from these people, the presidents of Club for Growth, Americans for Tax Reform, and Freedom Works, respectively, to Senator Marshall, criticizes his support for Warren's efforts to impose new regulations on digital asset companies. These groups argue that these regulations will stifle innovation, punish job creators, and drive investments away from America. They're actively working to recruit Republicans to join in regulating the crypto industry. That's where you saw a lot of people screenshotted the one part. I think it's actually kind of early in it. I don't know if we have sound right there. Yeah, it's like building an anti-crypto army with like very strong Stalin-esque vibes there. A member board of directors at Coinbase, Katie, argues that these efforts are misguided, reckless, and potentially unconstitutional. She affirms that America is on a dangerous path of closing off the banking system to those disfavored by a particular administration. Yeah, I definitely think this will be used politically. I think it will be used similar to what we saw with the Canadian truckers, where, oh, you're protesting our president or prime minister, and you know what? We don't like it. Freeze your bank accounts. Oh, you were at this rally. Guess what? We don't like it. Close your bank accounts. Meanwhile, I was going to talk about the summer of 20. Those type of riot, I don't know.
No, I mean, what you're saying though is very real threat here that hasn't been as real in the United States until recently. And again, you hear a lot of people talking about this VPN, this Privacy Act bill that could potentially make it illegal to use a VPN. We're going to see, that's a very real threat. Just like he's talking about cutting off your bank account, it will be cutting off your access to transact in certain ways, whether it's use this app, use this phone, use this service, fly, go to this place, buy from this store, so they can do a lot of things. The more this technology develops, the more complex the controls they're going to be able to put on things will become. And that's what we have to be careful of and keep an eye on, because they love to control things. They love to control you, especially if it has to do with your opinions on where they sit, whether they're voted in or out.
But like you could be, a sugar cube away from getting your foot cut off, and they'd be like, "Yeah, you go buy 18 2-liters of Coca-Cola."
Sure.
Oh, no, you can't download this messaging app.
No.
What's more dangerous? What's worse for America? Oh, you're looking out for our safety. You're really not looking out for your safety. You're looking out for control. DJ, the new Brangelina. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, if this bill passes, we are really, really screwed. Grid 414, you're definitely correct. And let us know if you have any Q&A. Get some in now. We're going to answer them at the end. All right, but we got a lot of show to get through still. Let's see, one more headline here at least. Yeah, we got a Cardano story. We love our ADA. Hit that like button if you like Charles Hoskinson, if you like Falcons, and you like Cardano. And you must like all three. Then you can hit that like button. Also, pineapple on pizza.
Oh no,
we're now down to 4 people.
Don't start that.
Let's shrink it even more now. And you gotta like monkey JPEGs. Pineapple on pizza. I don't know your take. Yay or nay?
I'm generally against it. For like if you're talking about a real pizza, like a good pizza, I will still eat it in a pinch. Like if I'm hungry, I'm
with
not gonna...
bacon and ham, right?
Yes, exactly. Like a Hawaiian pizza, like a ham, pineapple. I could do that, but generally speaking, like no, you don't consider that a real pizza. It's not, it's not a quality pizza if it's got friggin' pineapple.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I'll eat it. It's fine. I prefer a thin crust. It's almost like a Hawaiian flatbread is kind of what you could tell yourself it is. Let us know. Do you like pineapple? Yay or nay? What's your favorite topping? Me, I'm a mushroom guy.
Ooh, favorite
not
topping?
Psilocybin.
That's tough. I go for like green peppers, pretty good, and then a lot of different meats, obviously. You know, pepperoni, Italian sausage, ham. I like ham on a pizza. So there you go.
The show is now the DZ show. Ben, okay, okay. You know what? I love the Bit Squad. I think Ben likes the Bit Squad too.
Of course,
you know.
does. All right, let's see what Charles is saying.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Pineapple. I mean, the pineapple comments are going nuts, man.
Yeah,
you guys are.
That's why I said don't get into that. As soon as you bring up pineapple on pizza,
it's such a meme.
Over.
It's like, is it real or not? I guess it is real. I don't know why people have such strong feelings.
People are triggered.
All right. Charles Hostin dunks on Elizabeth Warren with Michael Jordan reference. They're playing basketball in in Harlem here. No, she caused a stir in the crypto community with the publication of her campaign, which included the slogan about building an anti-crypto army. Such an outburst did not go unnoticed by many major crypto figures, including Charles Hoskinson. At the time, Warren's people said that the senator would not respond to the issue as she might appear to be siding with some crypto billionaires or company heads, even though it was about ordinary working people, Deaton recalls. The bottom line is that Elizabeth Warren cares more about maintaining her class warfare than she does about truth and justice. At first, she wouldn't help, but now she is out to hurt people. Yeah, she loves class warfare. Now, I don't think, I don't want to get into class warfare. It's one of the things BitSquad and me kind of disagree a lot on, but yeah, she definitely loves pitting citizenry against each other. There's no other word for it. She likes pitting you against other people and, to make scapegoats and boogeymen, when really she's working with the real wolves, but she's pointing at sheep saying, hey, there's a wolf. You're a wolf. Everyone's a wolf. What about blockchain VPN? Someone would probably solve it. I mean, we have some links.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
there is one. Orchid. There you go.
Okay, boom, there you go. All right, some in the crypto community have also suggested that Warren is building a pro-CBDC army rather than an anti-crypto or anti-Bitcoin one. Many are convinced that the government's emphasis on creating its own CBDC is a direct attempt to prohibit the circulation of private digital assets. And yeah, I would just say private, prevent you from buying private assets as well. Thought on barbecue chicken pizza. I don't like onions, so you take away the red onions. I love it.
I can
keep it on there.
I can get into some barbecue chicken pizza for sure. Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about ETH contracts on Cardano. What? We were just talking. I don't even know how this is going to work. DC Spark CTO. Cardano will be a top Ethereum virtual machine chain next month. They'll soon be able to access EVM contracts straight from ADA wallets, increasing the value for users and developers. The EVM is just, essentially the world's largest computer. It's how you get the smart contracts to operate here. On Thursday, the co-founder and CTO of DC Spark announced that they're poised to become one of the largest EVM chains by user count next month. The feature will permit ETH application developers to build on the network using Solidity, the programming language used for coding Ethereum, without installing new toolkits or learning a different language. Consequently, these applications can exclusively use ADA tokens rather than ETH, enhancing utility for ADA token holders. Okay. I think this kind of explains it. I thought it was going to interact with your Cardano wallet, then it interacts with Chainlink somehow and creates a second transaction. So it's like you sign a Cardano transaction for 30 cents, and then it gives you a second Cardano transaction for the ETH transaction that they bridge. And it's like, first one, 0.6 ADA, second transaction, 843 ADA. You're doing the ETH gas. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. I guess they're saying you can build new smart contracts on there. So pretty cool. All right. We ready for CT Minute?
Yeah.
Also CT Minute powered by Stake. You check the link below. Also BitBoy Crypto Twitter bio for more info on the rewards. I claim $1 a day. I play a little blackjack with it. I played about 4 hands, $3 hands. Nothing crazy. I'm not going nuts. I like to just build up and then do I like to slap them $20 bonuses. All right, let's get into the CT Minute here. We're going to do a deep dive just on one here, basically. And this is talking about AI and jobs. I remember when PCs and AI technology was going to take over jobs. I remember looking at this and it made me drop out of accounting school. What did I do? I became a Twitch streamer. And so here's a new, now that we have ChatGPT and others, here's a little bit more updated list. The following job sectors are at the greatest risk to be affected by AI. Number 1, administrative, 46% at risk. Legal, 44% at risk. Architecture and engineering, 37%. Let's go into the list here. Let's look at the graphic here. All right. First, we'll start with the more dangerous ones. Uh-oh. All right, here we go. All right, so shrink it a little bit, shrink it a little bit, shrink it a little bit. All right. We got the legal, we got the architecture. Then we also have social science, okay, business, financial operations, community social services, okay, management, sales related. All right, let's go to what the safest industry. Now, these people, you do not have to worry about AI. Number one safest job, building and grounds cleaning and maintenance. Yeah, that's not going to be replaced. Now, that's pretty far away. Now, there's going to be like, all right, a truck loader and unloader. You could see a robot kind of maybe doing that. Even a nurse, right? You see those like friendly Honda robots that are lifting your grandma, helping her out. I don't really see them, fixing the electrical, knocking on your door, fixing your ceiling fan. You're definitely going to want to, you're going to need the old head, that like 6-year-old friendly guys. So that's the number one. Number two, safest, similar, installation and maintenance repair. So essentially same thing, just now without the grounds. Construction and extraction demo work. Yeah, you don't want the robot to knock down the wrong wall. And then production. I'm assuming that's like media production. So yeah, you're going to need a director. You're going to need a writer. Although I think there's great tools for those. And then transportation and material moving. I don't know about transportation because I think AI is going to replace a lot of people with their self-driving trucks. And then we have food prep and serving related. And even those people, 12% impact there. So yeah, I would say number one, though, I've talked about this before, is going to be hair cutting. I would never, ever let a robot get near me with scissors or some sort of device. That's how you get scalped. And so I think that's going to be real low. And I can see bartenders, you want to talk to your bartender, but then a coffee barista, I could easily see that being replaced by a robot. So service industry, I'm a little, it depends on what particular industry or what particular niche you're in there. What are your thoughts on AI replacing a bunch of jobs? I mean, any safe industry stands out to you?
There's like a lot of the ones you just mentioned, a lot of the very highly repetitive ones, highly informational, in data input type stuff could definitely be replaced with computers and machines. But it'll also, I'm not too worried about the larger scheme of it because it will create almost as many, if not more, jobs than it replaces, in my opinion. I tend to fall into that camp where it will replace a lot of jobs and then it will create a lot of new jobs, just like computers replace a lot of jobs, but then there's all this data management and application management.
Well, you don't need a barber. He doesn't care.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you care about getting a haircut? Yeah,
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else for the CT minute?
I was gonna share this. I did it this morning. I've been watching John Wick. Me and Kat, we just watched John Wick 2. She had never seen the first one. We watched the first one 3 nights ago. We watched number 2 last night. Do you like John Wick?
I'm into it. Like, it's a good airplane movie, or for it's a good, like, if you need it. They're all very similar if you haven't seen them. Like 2 and 3 isn't that much different than 1. And I imagine so. Now I'm pretty sure I know what to expect with 4. But yeah, if you like a good high-paced action, shooting, killing kind of movie, that's what it is.
Yeah, and I like Keanu. It's impossible to not like Keanu.
There's not a lot of words. I'll say that much.
Yeah. All right, so this is using Pixia. I might talk about him later if we talk AI. Yeah, I'll talk about him later. But Monkey as a John Wick movie poster cinematic. So yeah, they put in some prompts and I don't want to click into it, but yeah, you can upload this image and then they'll like use it like, oh, he has red glasses. They give him the red glasses. And so if John Wick as a movie poster, and then you could like deep dive, and I'm not going to like add more prompts. But yeah, you go to Midjourney, they use Midjourney. Go to Midjourney. Me and Feroz were talking about it before the show yesterday. Even he's just like, I'll just copy the prompts from like the guy above me. It gets really crazy. You start typing in aspect ratios and different types of lighting, and like John and BJ and some people here, they're much, or Bobby. Bobby definitely knows. They're definitely much more, photorealism, 16:9 aspect ratio, 4K, and then you could really go crazy with Pixia and Midjourney. So pretty cool tech there. All right, what do we got running? Let's do that mid roll, baby. Let's hit it. Speaking of Steak, you want to see good content? Exposed makes great content. He plays a little blackjack. He does those slots. He even has Drake pop up on some of his videos. Like Drake, you know,
nice.
they're all hanging out, you know, doing like 500K blackjack hands. It's pretty crazy, but Exposed's reactions are nuts. Let us know if you want me and Frank to react to some. We call ourselves the Slot Boys or something. I don't know.
Slot Boys.
We might. I wanna spin out a side channel with Hit Network. I think me and Frank could really have some fun with that. My dopamine spikes on $20. You know, bonus.
Do it,
I can't
man.
imagine.
I don't know
like
if you want to start calling yourselves the Slot Boys though. I mean, the
Slotty
rest
Boys?
of it sounds like a great idea, but going by the Slot Boys, I don't know.
Slotty Boys, the Slotty Men. All right, the slots, Slavy slots. I don't know. All right, let's get into NFTs, baby. Let's get into NFTs. All right. First, we're talking about Bitcoin Miami. They're going to have an ordinal section. Gamma IO, Xverse, and Bitcoin Magazine. Hey, I remember who used to write for that. Vitalik to host Ordinals Alley at Bitcoin Miami conference. Yeah, the art sections at Bitcoin Miami, they always kind of suck, but I think this year is going to be super cool. They have the Ordinals protocol. It's remarkable technology empowering artists and their works in the long run. The gallery will explore the evolving relationship between the art world, the medium, and the crypto community. Quick question, TJ, are there going to be people protesting the ordinal section? You know, not protesting, but like crossing their arms and like, you know,
Standing
actually it's like
against it.
ruining blockchain.
There will definitely be some people saying that. I don't know if they're going to be making a scene about it. They generally like to make a lot more noise on Twitter than they do in reality.
Not in person. Not in person. Yeah, it's going to be like two people whispering like, and then if someone comes up, hey, I'm actually an ordinal artist, they'll be like, they won't say no. Then they'll like slowly turn around and walk away. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's definitely, I could see some heated debates. You hang around that area, you're probably going to see some heated debates. Slot seekers, not a bad one.
That's
I like
better. Yeah.
Slotty boys, the slotty seekers. I don't know. Well, slotty souls. Anyways, all right. Magic Eden. Oh, this is huge. Actually, no, I want to share. I have a breaking Magic Eden news. I'm going to go to Twitter here. This is I thought that was going to be it, but no, that's like yesterday's news. Let's talk about today's news here. Magic Eden, they just put this tweet out, dropping today. This was when I looked early this morning, it said like 20 hours. So it's I don't know, maybe a different time zone or something. Dropping today, diamonds. Start earning diamonds today because diamonds will put you first. Now, every time your listings are sold and bids are accepted on Magic Eden, you'll earn diamonds. Coming soon, our first rewards drop for top diamond holders. You snooze, you lose. I had a lot of activity in 2021 on Magic Eden, much less so in 2022. I don't think I've done a single trade in 2023. So I'll have to look at, I still have Solana NFTs. I know, I'm that guy. I do like Art Punks, and there's a couple other ones I still like. You know, Utes is still a strong project, although they're going to Polygon. So yeah, I'll have to look at my Solana NFTs. So hey, you've been trading in Solana ecosystem, diamonds coming soon, free airdrop. Maybe it'll be worth $1. Maybe it'll be worth $100. I don't know, but some free money hitting the market. So maybe you see a little injection in the Solana NFT market. All right. Also, sales for Polygon-powered Trump NFTs skyrockets as news of indictment fuels demand. Following the news of his indictment by Manhattan grand jury, sales of his collection have experienced an impressive surge of about a 5x in the last 24 hours. That's going to be volume, not price, though. I was looking at it earlier. The current floor price is now 5.56, which is roughly equivalent to $1,000. So, again, we covered this the day it launched on Around the Blockchain. We saw them at 0.1 or something, and me and Crypto Blood were talking about it. Like, I almost aped in right then. I actually went to buy some, and it was on Polygon mainnet. I didn't have ETH on that Polygon wallet right then and there, so I said, forget about it. Came back, it like did a 2x. The next day, another 2x. Ultimately, did like a 5x. So people jumped in. They're pretty happy. They already bridged 75% bridged already. So yeah, they're bridging now. Good job, guys.
That yesterday, I think.
All right, yeah, Frank DeGods, pretty savvy guy. Little dude. He's a nice. I've never met the guy. Frank, you gave me useless, so I appreciate it, buddy. All right, let's talk about Brian Armstrong. This is Ben's uncle here, fighting back against Elon Musk's AI moratorium plea. Of course, they want people to take a pause giant AI experiments in open letter. The letter calls for a temporary halt to developing these AI systems like GPT-4, sparking a debate within the tech community. Armstrong went on to advocate for continued progress in technology developments despite potential dangers. He asserts, As with many technologies, there are dangers, but we should keep marching forward with progress because the good outweighs the bad. The marketplace of ideas leads to better outcomes than central planning. He concluded by warning against letting fear stop progress and the potential for central authorities to control developments. So coming in, he's saying, look, guys, it's a big nothing burger. Calm down. We don't need to, ring the alarm bells just yet. But clearly, there are some AI concerns. But speaking of AI, I did buy some AGIX.
Nice.
I got a little degen with it. I said I was going to share my AI coins. I made some AI purchases. We were looking at it. We talked about it last night's Around the Blockchain. Again, hey, feel free, check out ATB. Sam Price, he did a little bit of a analysis on the price action. It is down 33% from its all-time high. It was up to 60 cents, and now it has dropped down to 40 cents. So that means it's a 50% pump for it to reach its all-time high. If you look at it, it looks like it's, potential possibility via TA. I think now that it's cooled down a little bit, it could be poised for a second run-up. And so what I did is I went on MinSwap. I bought a little bit of AGIX, and then the same amount I staked Cardano. So I staked my AGIX and I staked my Cardano, and I'm earning rewards. It could go down. There's a thing called impermanent loss. You need to be very careful, but I'm incentivized with rewards in AGIX, Cardano, and MinSwap. So I'm getting 3 rewards, and I'm pretty bullish on Cardano DeFi as a macro play. I'm not saying, any short pumps in there. So I'm bullish. So that was what I did with my AGIX. Do what you want if you're going to buy it, but I just want to share. I did ape in a little bit, and I aped in a little bit into Pixia as well. And that's the people who did John Wick. Still want to work with them. We might be doing something. We've talked about it before, AJ.
No, that's cool though. Not only did you get some exposure to that, but you also put it to work, and sharing kind of what you have.
I mean, like my monkey, I looked as of 2 days ago, it earns me $13 a day in ape coin. So I go to sleep, I wake up, I have a couple apes. And so I'm staking, I think, 5 coins on MinSwap right now with Cardano trading pairs. And so, I got 6-7 things making money right now.
Don't sleep on that ape life.
I love aping around, man. I'm just a little monkey guy. All right. Italian privacy regulator bans ChatGPT over collection storage of personal data. They're saying with the immediate effects as it investigates its data privacy procedures. This is over alleged privacy violations relating to the collection and storage of your personal data with the immediate effect for the guarantor for the protection of personal data has ordered the temporary limitation of the processing of data of Italian users until it complies with the EU General Data Protection Regulation privacy laws. It is a machine learning language model or large language model. And so when you give it an answer, and you like that answer, it then uses that information. So it doesn't want, I guess, the users to be able to give it more info there. We're going to talk a little hash or pass about a controversial, a lot of controversy here around this coin. Talking Shiba.
Ooh.
Shiba. Now, we did have Feroz share a SHIB alt. I'm almost hesitant to share it. It's such a small cap.
Yeah, well,
but Ben is the reason why that coin was created. Because after the whole thing with the talking BitBoy, it was calling out the founder, and then they spun off. I'm not going to give the name, but basically the original vision of that coin is now spun off. Like they even highlight Ben as the reason it was created. They gave him 1. And the coin has like 7 zeros or whatever, like after the decimal point. So they gave Ben like 1/1,000,000th of a penny there. But let's talk about SHIB. Top Whale buys billion of Shiba Inu tokens. Burn rate jumps over 700%. The Top Whale named Blue Whale 0073. They purchased 99 billion, so about 100 billion Shiba Inu tokens. I'm assuming they typed in 100 billions, executed the order. Then there's a 0.7% slippage fee. The SHIB burn rate has also jumped 720%. The move came amid the massive increase in the daily burn rate of tokens after the Shibarian beta release dubbed Puppy Net. Oh, isn't that just cute? The burn rate increased 700% over the last 24 hours. The community burned 8.2 million SHIB tokens in 6 transactions in the last 7 days. Almost 1 billion SHIB tokens have been burned by the community. 868 million there. SHIB actually still has a bunch of zeros there. So, you know what? Go to the basement. I'll share the Sheeb alt. I'll share it there. But you got to go to the basement. It's too degen to share here. Looking, you know, you look at the circulating supply. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot. It's roughly out about 60% is circulating at the moment. I'm just going to go by TA here. I don't know if it can capture the zeitgeist again. Oh man. So I don't want to say like, guys, this definitely can hit this, but this doesn't seem that far out of range. There's a lot of, you know, price memory here. It looks like, you know, maybe there's a range it could trade in. Let's see. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we got 4 zeros and a 1. This was 4 zeros and a 3, 5. Okay, so that's what's the one? Okay, so like basically 1 0. So 3, 5. That's a 3.5x right here. 3.5x. I think you could buy it and you could bleed 10% a month for the next 24 months. That's definitely a possibility. You walk away, you're down significantly. I also think there's a 3.5x here. I'm not saying go out and buy Sheeb. I'm not like super bullish on its use case and NFTs and DeFi and, you know, the whole world is the next Doge. I'm not one of the super bullish Sheeb fans, but I am bullish on capturing attention, and Sheeb community knows how to capture attention. I think there's a good chance that, you know, it could definitely reach that previous spike. I don't know about the all-time spike. You're looking at an 8x.
Okay,
but
so
3.5x seems doable.
So the ultimate question is it hash or pass? What's your take?
I'm not going to buy it because I think there's other things I could get a higher than a 3.5x. I will share the basement, the Sheeb clone that I am going to buy.
So
it is a pass for me.
Okay.
Because with memes, I want 10x. Yeah. I don't want to look at, I see a strong case for a 3.5x, you know, potential at 8x. I want 10x's. I want 100x's. Yeah. And so it is a pass for me, but it's not a hard pass.
It was a painful pass. Yeah,
it's a painful pass. It's a painful pass.
Yeah, I'm going to say similar pass for me, only because I get so tired of explaining it and talking about it, and everybody owns it. And I agree. People can make money with it. If you did make money with it, I'm glad. I'm happy. But it makes it harder, in my opinion, to move the conversation of crypto forward and have people take it seriously. So for that reason, I'll pass. I want to take stuff that I can hold a little bit longer. But it probably, like you said, probably could have a pretty solid pump into next bull market.
And here's why. You go to their Twitter. I don't know how many of these are botted, but 3.6 million followers for a crypto token is significant. So don't underestimate the power of a community. All right, let's talk about Ripple and the impermanent loss. I'll answer that during Q&A. So stick around. I'll try my best to explain impermanent loss. Maybe really should just get ChatGPT to do it.
And this XRP section brought to you by Stake. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, go check out the Ben's Twitter bio on BitBoy Crypto to check out for Stake rewards.
All right, let's do it. Are you tied? Let's maybe consider. Okay, not a good start. All right, TJ. I guess people don't like slotty slots. Not a good start. They're like, go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Do not start as a template. No. Me and Frank had a good time with it. All right. Ripple CEO says SEC Chair Gensler behaves like an autocrat. Garlinghouse urged U.S. elected officials to take note of his statements and actions. Yeah, he's acting like he's, number 3 bigwig in an oligarchy or something. He said the U.S. SEC chair, Gary Gensler, behaves like an autocrat, urging them to take notice of the regulator. He added that there's a need for clarity because ambiguity masquerades as power. Let's read his quote here. For the chair of the SEC to assert that he dictates what is a security and not the legislation from which his agency derives its power is beyond comprehension. It's time for elected officials in the U.S. to take notice of the insane power grabs because the guy is not the emperor from Star Wars, but he's acting like Palpatine. We've had enough. I'm about to get heart palpitations from it. That's how far he's going with this. Boys. You guys just can't stop with the name suggestions here. All right, me and Frank will pour over them, guys. We'll look at them. Maybe thumbs up one in the chat. Speaking of thumbs up, where are we at on our likes?
We're doing pretty good. We got about 1258.
1258, so no 2,000. So no 1,000 push-ups for DZ today. Maybe I'll do some side lat raises or something during ATB. All right, another XRP story here. John Deaton hints at huge XRP upside as market anticipates Ripple's win in the SEC case. Supporter and attorney took to Twitter to state his expectations on what could happen if they win or lose against it. He's just saying, looking at the risk-reward ratio, he's expecting, he's feeling a little bit better. It has an attractive risk-reward ratio in his opinion here. If they win, what's the upside from 45 cents? If they lose, you know, you can only lose 1x, right? He is a well-known proponent who has previously stressed that the SEC has been unfair towards Ripple and other crypto firms and projects in the industry. Back in February, expressing certainty that Ripple would emerge victorious, like P. Diddy and Busta Rhymes, that the current court will stamp out the SEC's gross overreach. At the time of the report, they are trading at its 53 cents after securing 25% worth of gains in 7 days. It peeled back some of them gains, but still think we're coming in at like 18% or so. She belongs in the pet cemetery. Okay, that was a good one. Call back. We got a nice callback. Good job. All note up. All right, let's do a little Q&A. Impermanent loss. I've kind of described it before. I need to make sure I get the ratio right, but you put in $1 of SHIB and you put in $1 of Ethereum, and then you stake that. If SHIB goes up, you're going to pull out more Ethereum, correct? With the impermanent loss, but you're going to pull out more than $2. If both of them go up, you pull out more than $2. If both of them go down, you pull out less than $2. If one goes up and one goes down, but it's still the same, you would then have $1.20 of one of the assets and 80 cents of the other asset. And so you'd still pull out $2. So if the prices go in one direction together, you're going to be drawn down on both sides. If it goes up, you're going to be drawn up on both sides. And so that is how it works. And impermanent loss.
Basically, if you're providing liquidity in a pool and the pairing you're providing it for loses value and it goes below the value that you initially put in to stake to provide liquidity, then it's considered impermanent loss because you're down, but it could recover.
And I'm talking about in fiat value, like one ETH is one ETH, but your fiat value is more than $2. So that's why I said $2 there.
All right,
so
Eric Carlson Q&A. What odds do you give that the banking broad Elizabeth Warren gets a swell of support for an anti-crypto army? You think this is going to turn into something real?
I think she has expended too much of her political capital and it's not going to work anymore. And I think we can thank SBF for that in a weird way. Her house of cards collapsing around, you know, whether or not, you know, the secret meetings with SBF, with Gensler and the cronies is going to end up hurting them. And we're starting to become a little bit more educated. And so, you know, like what's Michael Burry said, you know, this is the buy the dip generation. To me, buy the dip means you're a little bit more educated. And so now that we're a little bit more educated, we see through her bull crap much more easily. What else do we got? What
Should
else?
I set a sell order for some profits at XRP at $5? So, I mean, you hear a lot about people talking about setting low buy orders on the price going down. How do you feel about setting high sell orders? Just to, hey, if the price ever hits this point, just automatically take profits.
I don't like to be an all-in person there. I typically am more like a watch the direction of the market and then just kind of, you know, move quickly to protect my capital. I am more the like, so I did it with TAP, you know, I set up sells at certain levels, but like small amounts, you know, 1%, 3%, 5%, not even like 10%. And so I don't go for an all in price target right like that. So that's not my strategy, but it works for some people. That's more of a set it and forget it.
All right. Looks like over
Where to buy Trump cards, OpenSea. You need ETH on Polygon. Mainnet, you can bridge at the main Polygon bridge. Just be very, very careful there. I think Judge Torres is going to do today. Breathe, eat, sleep, and drink a fluid. Probably sit and stand and probably talk and blink. I think all those things are guaranteed. Let's see. Move Pluto to Ledger. Will it unstake it? Yeah, it needs to be. I don't know if you. I'm not sure about Ledger's UI if you could stake via that. But I think so. Ask Taco. All right, I think that's all we got. Have a great weekend, everybody. Today's Friday. I'm feeling good. It's the end of the month. We got the end of the monthly close. We have Blockchain Basement with DZ. We have TJ's going to be in there as well. You get to see what he eats for lunch, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. And then 5 p.m., some great guests. You're going to want to see it. Make sure you just follow all the channels. That's all we got. Until next time, Slot Boys, be back soon.